the nation safe.
All right. 3 days before the Iraq War was launched, here's what Vice President Cheney said on Meet the Press.
I think things have gotten so bad inside Iraq from the standpoint of the Iraqi people. My belief is we will, in fact, be greeted as liberators.
Okay, obviously that didn't happen, and I would love to know.
It actually did happen. We were greeted as liberators, and then we saw a massive, bloody, dangerous insurgency begin. And it wasn't, frankly, until we were able, in 2006, with the surge, to adopt a counterinsurgency strategy that we were able to, frankly, turn things around.
Okay, but here's why you're wrong. We weren't greeted as liberators. We were greeted in a way that was tentative. Now, you did see this? Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You saw the statue came down. You know how many people were out there?
Bill.
Do you know how many people were out there when the statue of Saddam Hussein came down? Do you know how many?
Do you know how many?
Yes,
Bill?
I do. A couple of hundred. Not thousands. Baghdad is a city of millions. A couple of hundred. And then right after the statue came down, the armories were looted, and the terrorists went in and they took all of Saddam Hussein's arms, okay?
Look,
because our government wasn't expecting that.
I know how much you care about no spin.
Right.
And I think it's really important here. Saddam was an incredibly repressive dictator.
No doubt.
The Iraqi people were very glad to see him go. Saddam had in place, there were elements from his regime that stayed in place. There were elements from al-Qaeda, elements from Iran, who were there, who were ready, who launched a very bloody insurgency.
Correct. And it was not anticipated by us. That insurgency.
It was not anticipated by everyone.
Right.
I think that's true.
It was not anticipated.
But it's when we removed Saddam Hussein, we made sure that there wasn't going to be somebody in place who we knew had ties to terror, who we knew how to make weapons of mass destruction, who we knew had used them before, who we knew was supporting terrorists. We also, by the way, as soon as Saddam was gone, got a phone call from Muammar Gaddafi, who didn't want to be next, who gave up his nuclear weapons.
There were good things that happened.
I think that the notion that we now have in the heart of the Middle East a democracy that is not supporting terrorists, it's not perfect, but it is a huge accomplishment of the Bush administration that we liberated all those people and the people in Afghanistan. And I think it's just flat wrong for you to call it a deficit.
Okay, and I disagree in the sense that it could have been done in a different way. I would have the same result.
Which way would you have gone? Talked to Saddam and said, "Hey, you ought to think of like packing it in."
I would have gone the Bush the elder way, the president's father, and I would have strangled them with a blockade. I would have no-fly zoned it as they've been done, and then when the drones were developed,
you've got to look at the reports that were done by the Iraq Survey Group, for example. It was clear when we came into office in 2000 that Saddam was a threat, that he had, between the time of the first Bush administration and this Bush administration, completely ignored 16 UN Security Council resolutions, that the sanctions regime was crumbling. So it's just not accurate to say he was in a box, we could have strangled him. And after 9/11, we couldn't run the risk that somebody like Saddam was going to share technology about WMD with the enemy.
I don't expect you and your father to agree with me, okay? But the blood and treasure the United States spent in Iraq has now come back to our country in a very negative way.
We need more time, and I feel confident that I could convince you of the rightness of my position.
Thank you for coming in, Ms. Cheney. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And we are still hoping the Vice President will reconsider. It'll be fun to have him on the program. At least it would be fun for us.